And this church had like 4,000 square feet with 2 floors. I said, I think I'd like to get that church and have a gallery and a restaurant in it. So we go out, we drive out. And back then, going to Birmingham was like a day trip. Okay, you just thought it was so far, from the city. So we get out there, and this church was on 14 Mile. And 14 Mile was the dividing line between Birmingham and Royal Oak. So I get out there and show Jemani. Now he's like 13. I show him the church. I said, what do you think? That's a good idea. Not that I had even money to do it. I just share my dreams with him, right? And then he says, yeah, but it's in Royal Oak. Why would you get this close to Birmingham and not be in Birmingham? So I said, you're right. Okay, we go out and get our Ogden Science Museum. So I say that to say, he's the reason I got to Birmingham. And when I moved the gallery to Birmingham, it changed the whole trajectory of it. Because like I said, at that time, it was like 30 galleries plus in Birmingham. But anyway, I'm just showing how he's
always pushing his dad.
You're
pushing him, and he's pushing you.
He's the thought provoker. So we've been doing it since, like I said, since October '81. So it's been a while, and
it's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. Well, you've been collecting yourself all along the way.
Yeah.
But how did you? I know you have to go, but I do want to find out because I've never asked you this. Like,
excuse me.
How did you develop your passion for art? Like, what led that?
My passion for art came out of the culture. I'm a product of the '60s. So in the '60s, we had all these political organizations, right? I was always VP of culture, of the arts, programming and stuff like that. So I always had that affinity to do those things. And then I felt that the arts, you know how everybody wants the arts to be part of the community and all that? That was all my mission. My first mission was only to represent the art in the community. At that time, I said Detroit needs to have galleries. Not that I knew what I was talking about in terms of the gallery, but I said it needs to have galleries. And that's where it kind of started. But at first, I really wanted to do theater.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I couldn't figure out how I could do theater. I couldn't figure out how to come back after you lost some of the first gig. You see what I'm saying? I can do it. I don't care about losing money as much as, but I couldn't figure out how I'm gonna get the next chunk of money. So I said, you know what? Because the theater, if you blow it that weekend, it's gone. But I said, gallery, I got about 6 weeks to sell these things. So that's how it ends up. And we ended up downtown at a space called Harmony Park, Paradise Valley. That was our first space. There was a gallerist here. Her name was Gertrude Castle.
Hey, I was just going to ask you if you knew her.
Yeah.
Remember we were talking about that? My dad, the reason we moved here is my dad worked for Leonard.
Oh, okay.
And I went to their place.
Okay,
Saw
yes.
the collection.
Okay, she was a very important gallerist here back then. So she comes to the opening of my first show. My first show was all abstract, all New York artists. And I partly did that because I didn't want the Detroit artists to try to have too much influence over me. Because I'm not, maybe if I try to start telling me if I ask you, then next thing you know, you're telling me what to do. And then, we're going to fall out. I don't take that too well. You tell me what to do. So I knew that about me. I knew that about myself. So, but anyway, Gertrude, she was the gallerist here. So, I mean, she got artists in the Whitney and shows in New York. Well, after she visited my first show, all New York, all abstract, her and Joy Colby, who was a consultant and art critic, they invited me out to Birmingham for lunch. And Gertrude says, yeah, I really enjoyed your gallery. I'm ready to retire, and I'd like to know, would you like to take over my gallery?
Well,
That was big time. I mean, first of all, I didn't know what you were talking about.
that was after your first show.
What does that mean?
After the first, no, the artist was big. I didn't know how big the artists were.
Yeah.
You know, like Jack Whitten, the Al Lovings, all those was all part of the first show. You know,
That's amazing.
so. But anyway, that was one of my highlights because I didn't, like I said. Then I said, "Oh no, I can't do that." And Joy and the critic, she says, "Do you know what she's offering?" I had no other clue. I'm a psychologist by training, so I just don't do that like that. Okay, and and so I just do it like I say for the community. Then I said, "No, I can't do that. I have a certain mission, and this is what I do." Then the critic, she comes back to me about 6 months later and says, "You know what? I get what you're doing now. I see, because I wouldn't have a clue. Like, I didn't grow up around art. I didn't even. I wouldn't know Jasper Johns, Andy Warren. That's who she was dealing with, right? All these people. I wouldn't know those. I mean, I barely knew the ones I started the show with. So, but anyway, that's my little beginning, and then we, with my dad Jemani, he's always been there. He's
You always sold to the community, though.
Yeah, because
You created the terms.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Payment terms, whatever. But you sold art to the people around you.
Yes.
I know that you have to go, but I do think, Dan, thank you for bringing that up, because that's also a very important part of, like, I think your story and what you gave back to your community was like this whole idea of like, I want our community to own work by our artists.
Yeah.
So can you talk just
Well,
a little bit about
okay.
that?
I'm a psychologist by training, right? So now when I say this, I don't mean art therapy, but I think of culture and the arts is good for the community's mental health. So that art is a binder, it binds a community, it stabilizes a community. So the more a community is connected to the arts, the less chaos, dysfunction that you may find in those type of communities. So that was always my mission. I mean, that's what the foundations are now funding and everything, but that's what I started off doing. But I think that is very important. Like I said, I started with abstract art. Man, it was always abstract. And the artists would say, and I would take it, people like, "Oh, I don't know this." First, we started mostly with African American artists, and they would say, "I don't know about this," so I would always take things out. Yeah, Jemani does it now. He'll take things out, put it on your wall. And they're like, "You come back and get it." And I think, "Okay." 6 weeks later, I come back and they say, I'll take it off the wall, and they say, "Ooh, I didn't notice that void." They begin to see the void that art, by removing the art, what that has done, you see. So that's but anyway, that's how I started with that mission in the arts. Okay, so, but anyway, gang, anybody got quick questions?
You always had
So somebody.
a special secret rack in the back of your gallery. With some of your favorites. Does it still exist or no?
It does, but we have a whole building just for that now. Yeah. No, we have. Well, what we do, we separated the personal collection from what's here now, but we have a whole. It's just storage,
We'd love to see it next trip.
Yeah, do you show your personal collection?
Yes.
Say hi to Dad.
Hey.
I wasn't being rude. I was trying to call Jemani.
All right.
You should have your ass here. All I'm saying. Okay, but we love you. We love you nonetheless. And just so you know, your dad has been doing what dads do, and that's bragging about you. Okay. All right. We love you. Bye.
Talk to you later, son. Okay.